Medview Airline PLC has launched flight operations to Kano State as part of its drive to link more states in the north to Lagos, Nigeria's commercial nerve center. During the maiden flight to Kano State, the managing director of the airline, Munir Bankole, said the state, being the center of commerce, requires better air connectivity. The entry into Kano also included a visit to the Emir of Kano's palace by top officials of the airline.
What we have brought into Kano Emirates and Kano environment for the entire people of this state, we are an airline that have been blessed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We fly to Saudi Arabia, we fly to London, we operate into other destinations. We deem it necessary to start commencing full flight into Kano. And we have the same flight again in the afternoon that will arrive Kano at 3 o'clock and depart Kano at 3:40, and this flight is direct again to Lagos. We are here on courtesy visits and on the royal father blessing, for Allah guidance and blessing.
Medview Airline will fly in and out of Kano 7 times a week. The president of Aviation Roundtable, Mr. Gabriel Olowo, says the nation's aviation industry has not advanced in the last 40 years. At an occasion in Lagos, he explained that while international airlines are generating huge revenues from the Nigerian operations, domestic airlines have only 8% of the market, which is on the fall, now that the operations of many Nigerian airlines are dwindling.
The sector has not advanced painfully. I have a data here. Year 2000, there were 12,000 weekly seats offered by the airlines. 12,000 weekly seats. By year 2010, that grew to 30,500 seats, weekly seats. That's about 300% growth. By year 2015, it grew to 48,000 weekly seats, another 180% growth. Regrettably, out of this figure, participation by the Nigerian sector is less than 10%, 8% actually. And the Nigerian sector that provided this 8%, they are now lying in state. It's basically ARIC and the others. They lie in state, meaning that this regrettable 8% contribution by our airlines is even becoming zero if care is not taken.
2 years after the Germanwings plane crash in southern France, relatives of the victims are shocked about reports that the father of the pilot is seeking to restore his son's name. A lawyer representing the victims has revealed this. While Gunther Lubitz, father of Andrea Lubitz, told the German weekly newspaper that his son's actions were not premeditated, the lawyer for the victims reiterated his demand for Germanwings' parent company, Lufthansa, to up its offer of €10,000 per victim. Investigators have concluded that Lubitz deliberately flew the German Airwings A320 jet into a French mountainside on March 24, 2015 on a flight from Barcelona to Düsseldorf, killing all 150 on board. Some passengers have been expressing their view over the electronic ban on direct flights to the United States and Britain, and how this could have an impact on Istanbul's Ataturk airport. The United States and Britain has asked a stop to devices bigger than a cell phone being carried into the cabin on direct flights from several Middle East and North African states in response to unspecified security threats. A passenger said he suspected that there may be economic reasons behind the new rules rather than security concerns. The U.S. restriction applied to flights originating from 10 airports in countries including Turkey, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. The British restrictions do not include the UAE or Qatar, but will affect Turkish Airlines and UK-based carriers including British Airways, EasyJet, and Monarch. More than half of international passengers at Turkish Airlines, which is 49% state-owned and serves 247 destinations outside Turkey, are transit customers who could instead travel through Europe or other hubs.
It's the first time interior plane parts have been designed, manufactured and certified in the Middle East, and it's down to 3D printing. The 3D printed interior parts, a cabin screen, will be developed and used in Etihad planes, and it's being printed in Abu Dhabi, the capital of the United Arab Emirates.
The process we're using here is FDM, which stands for Fused Deposition Modeling. In this process, we take the geometry of the part that we want to manufacture and we put that in a format that 3D printing machine uses. And after we load that file on the machine, the machine itself takes the material and build that part layer by layer. This is just a simple description of the process, but of course there are several steps in between. Even though it sounds like a simple process, many things have to go right to get the right geometry in terms of strength and properties.
The pioneering project brings together 3 global players in aviation and industrial equipment manufacturing: Strata Manufacturing, PJSC, Germany's Siemens AG, and Etihad Airways, the national flag carrier of the UAE.
Well, let's look at the 3 parameters. Speed to market. On demand, I can 3D print a solution for you. Let's look at cost. I don't need to carry any more excess inventory. And let's look at quality. Repeatability of the same product time and again through a 3D printer is what the world is looking for today. This is going to be a regional first for us. What's going to happen is that post this event and post this initiative, we're going to start focusing on our efforts to take it from inside the aircraft to outside the aircraft. And that has to be a world first.
This manufacturing affairs for the region comes against the backdrop of the Global Manufacturing and Industrialization Summit, which will take place in Abu Dhabi on the 27th to 30th of March 2017.
Well, 2017 is a transformation year for manufacturing, where we're going into this world of the 4th Industrial Revolution. This is going to shape the way that not just how we conduct business, but how we interact with one another, where everything is interconnected. So we don't talk about the Internet of Things, we talk about the Internet of Everything. And I do believe that the manufacturing sector is going to take the lead on this, just as it has done in the 3rd Industrial Revolution, or the 2nd Industrial Revolution, or even the 1st Industrial Revolution. So we're fortunate that Abu Dhabi is hosting such an important event, bringing the world together, governments, civil society, as well as manufacturers, to shape a future direction for where the manufacturing sector is going. Well, we represent the future. If you look at it, we have a ministry of the future. We have events where innovation is actually driving our industrial workforce and our industrial footprint. We believe in an interconnected economy. We work together with the rest of the world, and we believe that manufacturing is not any different. If you think about manufacturing today, it's not about countries, it's about value streams. And Abu Dhabi can play a critical role in that future value stream.
The pilot project to the United Arab Emirates aims to revolutionize the aerospace industry by allowing airlines to improve their designs and produce complex parts on demand rather than waiting for a long time for parts to be made and certified in Europe or elsewhere.
It's on this note that we call it a day. Thanks for being a part of our program this week. I'm Bukola Joe Kitumbi. See you next time.